The very idea of going beyond the dream is illusory. Just realize you're dreaming a dream you call the world and stop looking for ways out. The dream is not your problem. Your problem is that you like one part of your dream and not another. Love all or none of it and stop complaining. When you've seen the dream as a dream, you've done all that needs to be done. Pay no attention to your thoughts. Don't fight them. Do nothing about them. Let them be, whatever they are. Your very fight with them gives them life. Just disregard them. Look through them. Remember, whatever happens, happens because I am. All reminds you of this. To experience, you must be. Cease any interest in thinking. Disinterestedness liberates. Don't hold on. That's all. You create the world and then worry about it. Becoming selfish makes you weak. There's no need to practice desirelessness, no need of any acts of renunciation. Just turn your mind away is all. Desire is merely the fixation of the mind on an idea. Get it out of its groove by denying it attention. Whatever you desire or fear, don't dwell upon it. Beware of your reactions. Be entirely determined to be ruled from within, not from without. The desire for bliss creates pain. Give up the desire for pleasure, and you'll not know what pain is. Pleasure is the seed of pain, because for the sake of pleasure you're committing many sins, and the fruits of sin are suffering and death. Detach yourself from all that makes your mind restless. Renounce all that disturbs your peace. If you want peace, earn it. Those only deserve it who don't disturb it. Emotional reactions are never justified. Seek a clear mind and clean heart. Just keep quietly alert. This is the only way to peace. A level of mental maturity is reached when nothing external is of any value and the heart is ready to relinquish all. Then the real has a chance and it grasps it. Delays are caused by the mind being unwilling to see or to discard. Abandoning words is up to you. You either try or you don't. If you keep trying, something may happen. If not, you're stuck. The explosive power comes from the real, but you are well advised to have your mind ready for it. Fear will delay it until another opportunity arises. In practice, a situation must arise when all the factors necessary for self-realization are present. This need not discourage you. Your dwelling on the fact, I am, will soon create another chance. Attitude attracts opportunity, so just stay with it. By your dedication, events have started rolling. Let things happen as they happen. They will sort themselves out nicely in the end. You need not strain towards the future. The future will come to you on its own. For some time longer you'll remain sleepwalking, void of meaning and assurance, but this period will end, and you'll find your work fruitful and easy. There are always moments when one feels empty and estranged. It just means the soul has cast out its moorings and is sailing for distant places. There's nothing to fear. Whatever you come across, just go beyond. As long as you pay attention to ideas, your own or of others, you'll be in trouble. But if you disregard all teachings, all books, anything put into words, and dive deeply within yourself, and find yourself, this alone will solve all problems and leave you in full mastery of every situation, because you'll not be dominated by your ideas about the situation. You may leave your situation or stay there being trouble to your family, but attachments are in your mind and will not leave you until you know your mind in and out. Know yourself. All else will come with it. To sit in judgment and allot marks is ridiculous. Everything contributes to the ultimate perfection. Let everyone act according to his nature, and the ultimate purpose will be served in any case. Your discriminations and classifications fit nothing but your own assumptions. My guru told me, "Trust me, I tell you, you are divine. Take it as absolute truth. Your joy is divine, your suffering is divine too. All comes from God. Remember it always. You are God. Your will alone is done. I just followed his instructions to focus on I am, and I stayed in it. This became my normal state. In it all disappeared. Only peace remained, and he was right. You are nothing that arises in that beautiful space that you are. I'm not what happens, but the space in which it happens. Be still and know I am God. Just keep coming back to now. Let yourself have a bad thought, then come back to now. True love does not want anything. It just performs loving action. It's selfless action. Don't treat your mind or others as a means to an end. No self, no problem. I am that. I am. Number 1 is presence, first and foremost, before anything else. And number 2 is everything else. This is an ancient, simple way to liberate through understanding. The mind misunderstands. Misunderstanding is its very nature. Understand this, and the mind's hold on you will snap. Merely giving up a thing to secure a better one isn't relinquishment. Give it up because it holds no value. Holding on is not natural, but it's man-made. You have to give up everything to know you need nothing, not even your body. You imagine your meaningless possessions protect you, but they really make you vulnerable. Turn away from them. Refuse to impersonate. You're not what you think you are, I assure you. The image you have of yourself is made up from memories and is purely accidental. Refuse to consider yourself to be a person. Names and shapes change incessantly. Know yourself to be the changeless witness of the changeful mind. That is enough. Try to be, only to be. Practice daily sitting quietly and try to go beyond the personality, its addictions, obsessions, habits, and memories. If you persevere, you cannot fail. Try till you succeed. Steady resistance against the unnecessary is the secret to success. Go ahead and tend to your duties. Do your work in the world, but inwardly keep quiet. All will come to you. Do not rely on your work for realization. It may profit others, but not you. Your hope lies in keeping silent in your mind and quiet in your heart. Action in which you are not emotionally involved and which is beneficial and does not cause suffering will not bind you. You may work in many directions with zest, yet remain inwardly free and quiet. Fearlessness comes by itself, when you see there's nothing to be afraid of. When you walk in a crowded street, you just bypass people. Some see you, some you just glance at, but you do not stop. It's the stopping that creates the bottleneck. Keep moving. Disregard names and shapes. Don't be attached to them. Your attachment is your bondage. I live on courage. Courage is my essence, which is love of life. I'm free of memories and anticipations, unconcerned about what I am. I have the courage to be as nothing, and see the world as it is, nothing. Anxiety and hope are born of imagination, and I'm free of both. I'm just being. Liberation is not an acquisition, but a matter of courage. The courage to believe that you are free already and to act on it. Along with courage will emerge wisdom and compassion and skill in action. You will know what to do, and whatever you do will be good for all. There is no such thing as a person. There are only restrictions and limitations. The sum total of these defines the person. The person merely appears to be, like the space within the pot appears to have the shape, volume, and smell of the pot. Fight with all your strength against the idea that you are nameable or describable. You aren't. Suffering is a call to inquiry. All pain needs investigation. Don't be so lazy to think. All problems arise because you've defined yourself and therefore limited yourself. When you do not think yourself to be this or that, all conflict ceases. Any attempts to do something about your problems are bound to fail, for what is caused by desire can only be undone in freedom from desire. You've enclosed yourself in time and space, squeezed yourself into the span of a lifetime and the volume of a body, and thus created the innumerable conflicts of life and death, pleasure and pain, hope and fear. You cannot be free of problems without abandoning these illusions. You imagine that the picture must come from the painter. All the time you look for origins and causes. Causality is in the mind only. Memory gives the illusion of continuity, and repetitiveness creates the idea of causality. When things repeatedly happen, we tend to see a causal link between them. It creates a mental habit, but this habit is just not necessary. I am where desire and fear are not. I'm merely watching what happens without being able to influence it one bit. You are like a patient under anesthetics on whom a surgeon performs an operation. When you wake up, you find the operation over. Can you say you've done something? It was your illness and pressure of family that made you decide. You have no choice, only the illusion of it. You're helpless. Just accept it. Go on pondering, wondering, being anxious to find a way. Be conscious of yourself. Watch your mind. Give it your full attention. Don't look for quick results. There may be none you notice. Unknown to you, your psyche will undergo a change. There will be more clarity in your thinking, charity in your feeling, purity in your behavior. You needn't aim at these. You'll see the change all the same. You are love itself when you are not afraid. Once you know with absolute certainty that nothing can trouble you but your own imagination, you come to disregard desires and fears, concepts and ideas, and live by truth alone. When you're upset, watch it and say, "So what? It's okay to be unhappy and do nothing about it." Watch it and don't react. When you don't mind being unhappy, it can't last. The world is made of rings. The hooks are all yours. Make straight your hooks and nothing can hold you. Give up your addictions. There's nothing else to give up. Stop your routine of acquisitiveness, your habit of looking for results, and the freedom of the universe is yours. Just be effortless. My guru told me, deny existence to everything except yourself. Through desire you have created the world with its pains and pleasures. You alone are. Who you are is human existence. Know yourself so deeply that knowing yourself and knowing God are one and the same. You are the gaps of stillness, nothing between and underlying words and forms. Always be attentive to this nothingness, and a new realm opens up in you. Whenever there is negativity in you, if you can be aware at that moment that there is something in you that takes pleasure in it, or believes it has a useful purpose, you become aware of the ego directly. This shifts you from ego to awareness. Watch your thoughts as you watch traffic. People come and go, you register without response. With practice, you'll find your mind can function on many levels at once, and you can be aware of them all. It's only when you have a vested interest in any particular level, your attention gets caught, and you black out other levels. Do not struggle with your memories and thoughts. No moment will persist if you lose interest in it. Be indifferent to pain or pleasure, and give all your attention to I am. When you have a negative person coming at you, just say to yourself about them, "This is just a version or part of me that's having a tough time." You are always shifting, but the way to shift somewhere you prefer is to be that energy yourself first and stop buying into fear. Every single thing is fundamentally neutral and has no built-in meaning. It doesn't matter how it looks. The measure of the fact you've changed is not based on whether the outside changes. It's based on whether your response to the outside changes, regardless if it looks the same. When you look in a mirror with a frown, you can't change the image in the mirror to a smile. You can only change your own frown to a smile. Then you'll see it reflected in the mirror. When you are in fear, decide to see the truth. This belief isn't you at all. Fear is denying your true power. Your outer reality isn't outer, it's inner. It's just a reflection of you at any given moment, individually and collectively. The closer we get to the light, the more darkness will appear. As you close in on the threshold, you'll have opportunity to get those things out of your system. Let the suppressed darkness surface. Keep choosing your highest reality. See it as a sign you're close. Identify your negative beliefs and say to them, I see you. I get where you're coming from, and you are valid. I love you. And I'm choosing to believe something different. Life is meaningless. You were designed to give meaning to life, and what you believe is what you get from it. It's all just neutral props. See it all as positive, and that's all that can be reflected back. Look around. All kinds of things happen in this room. Do I cause them to happen? They just do. So it is with you. The role of destiny unfolds itself and actualizes the inevitable. You cannot change the course of events, but you can change your attitude, which is all that matters, not the event. You cannot find peace in the world. For peace, you must go beyond the world. Don't seek pleasure or avoid pain. Replace self-love with love of self, and the picture changes. If you are angry or in pain, separate yourself from anger and pain and watch them. Step away and look. Externalization is the first step to liberation. The physical events will go on happening, but by themselves they have no importance. It's the mind alone that matters. If you deal with society, you must accept its ways, for its ways are your ways. Your needs and demands created them. The society you created is so complex and contradictory because you are. The answer? Don't seek remedies. The mind can only focus on obstacles. Seeing an obstacle is ineffective because it's the mind acting on the mind. Begin from the beginning. Give attention to the fact that you are. At no time can you say, I was not. All you can say is you don't remember, and memory is unreliable. Engrossed in petty personal affairs, you've forgotten what you are. Try to bring back the lost memory through the elimination of the known. You cannot be told what will happen, nor is it desirable. Anticipation creates illusions. If you keep who you are in mind all the time, aware and alert, you are bound to break the bounds of non-awareness and emerge into pure life, light, and love. The idea, I am the witness only, will purify the mind and the body and open the eye of wisdom. Then you go beyond illusion, and your heart is free of all desires. Just like ice turns to water and water to vapor and vapor into air, so does the body dissolve into pure awareness, and then being which is beyond all existence and non-existence. You create disharmony, then complain. When you desire and fear and identify with your feelings, you create sorrow and bondage. When you create with love and wisdom and remain unattached to your creations, the result is harmony and peace. It's only your identification with your mind that makes you unhappy. Rebel against your slavery to your mind. Break the chains of attachment to the stories. Then you are free. Take pain in stride. It must be endured. There is no such thing as overcoming the pain, and no training is needed. Training for the future, developing attitudes, is a sign of fear. Remain with yourself always. Do not get lost amongst others. Anticipation makes you insecure, memory makes you unhappy. Stop misusing your mind, and all will be well with you. You need not set it right, it will set itself right, as soon as you give up all concern with the past and future and live entirely in the now. All that needs doing can be done in peace and silence. There is no need to get upset. If you just try to keep quiet, all will come. Be quiet now, and all will fall into place. You need not control your nature. Throw it overboard. Have no nature to fight or submit to. You are the cause of the universe. All is because you are. To realize this as absolute truth is liberation.